So Elon Musk, Mary Barra, the CEO of GM, and Jim Farley, the CEO of Ford, met last Wednesday along with executives from other smaller EV companies like Peter Rawlinson, the CEO of Lucid Motors.
So what was the meeting about?
The Biden administration invited these auto industry leaders to discuss plans for how to implement the upcoming $7.5 billion investment in EV infrastructure. You know, part of that huge spending bill that was passed last year.
Right. The federal government plans to build 500,000 charging stations across the U.S.
This meeting to me appears to be a if you want some of this pie, then you better show up and play nice. Each of these companies stands to get nice handouts from the government to build EV chargers, but one stipulation is that these EV chargers have to work for all EVs.
And I think that that's a fair point. If you're getting money from the government, then it should apply to all the vehicles. It's like if they were giving out like a gas station subsidy, it'd be like, well, they have to be able to fill up all vehicles. But how is this going to work with Tesla? Because obviously Tesla has the supercharger network. That plug don't fit on pretty much any other EV.
I think it's interesting that Elon showed up to this meeting. I think it shows you how important this meeting is. There's a lot of money being handed out, and I think this was to signal that, yes, we are willing to play ball. If that's true, then I think Tesla is going to have to retrofit Tesla superchargers like they did in Europe back in 2018. Remember when they added the CCS cable plug to the chargers so that basically the new Model 3s coming out could charge and older Model S's and X's could charge, which meant now that you had CCS on there, pretty much all EVs could charge.
So this would kind of work like any charging network. You'd have to download the Tesla app, and then you'd have to make an account, and then you'd have to input your credit card, and then you'd have to tell it when you arrived at the charger and said, I'm going to plug in my Audi e-tron or something like that.
My question is, let's say you take a standard Tesla 8-stall supercharger. Would they just convert, 1, 2, or 3 stalls into CCS? Because I feel like you get pushback from the Tesla community if you converted all of them. But this could really be a game changer for non-Tesla EVs like Rivian, Mach-E, Polestar, etc. Because my big qualm with a lot of those other cars is not the cars, it's the fact that there's no place to charge them.
It's a really good point. I think that Tesla probably could get away with having fewer stalls be CCS compatible. At Electrify America right now, there is 2 plugs, one CCS, one CHAdeMO. So the CHAdeMO is for basically only Nissan Leafs. Right. There really aren't that many other vehicles that can take CHAdeMO. Sometimes there's both plugs. Sometimes it's just CCS. And apparently everyone's cool with that. So yeah, could Tesla get away with having a 12-stall supercharger and having only 3 or 4 of those stalls have the CCS plug? Having 4 stalls, that's pretty much as good as most Electrify America stations.
Yeah, and I mean, the fact that you'd have to use the Tesla app and you'd be sitting there next to Teslas, so as you're charging, you'd get out, as we all do, and have some Tesla time and talk about, oh, how much range does your Model 3 get? Yeah. Oh, that's more than my Mach-E. I feel like it's going to help sell Teslas.
Well, especially because you're going to have the Tesla app. Your credit card's going to already be input in there. They're going to be telling you, oh, you could have saved X number of dollars if you, because they could offer higher prices for non-Tesla vehicles since it is a branded network.
And look at, Teslas are going to be pulling in and out fast, but people who are driving Rivians and Bolts are going to be sitting there for a lot longer going like, why am I stuck here so long?
It's a good point. Not all cars can charge at the 350 kilowatts that even Electrify America stations can offer. So no, I think that it could work. I think that it's really hard for people to see it now, and it would be a transition period. So I think Tesla could start getting the money from the government even before they had converted like all 1,000 superchargers in the U.S. to having some CCS plug.
And before all of you Tesla owners get really upset, I think this actually could be really good news because this federal money could mean that Tesla could build out the supercharger network at an even faster rate than they're doing it now. Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching Now You Know Clips.
You can watch full episodes of Tesla Time News on Tuesdays and in-depths on Fridays. Just click the link down below and head over to the Now You Know channel.